I think we can all agree the Browns needed to address offensive tackle through the start of the year, whether Dawand Jones, Cornelius Lucas, even Jack Conklin getting a little bit of time. We've seen some positive from KT Leviston, but overall the group among the worst performing groups of tandems of tackles at the NFL level right now. There's some, injury issues with Conklin. We'll see if he's back soon, but the Browns couldn't, based on play from Cornelius Lucas especially, go into this fold of games coming up, winnable games, with the same tackles, the same problems. They went out, addressed it. They got after it a little bit here, got Cam Robinson into the fold, and you can see here they had to do it. They just had to do it based on performance issues. So the Browns decided to address it. They go out, they get Cam Robinson. And this is not meant to be a perfect solution, right? A player that is flawed. He's been around the league a long time. Jacksonville, mostly a left tackle, pretty much predominantly a left tackle, early second round pick for Jacksonville back in his early career. Obviously, a premium selection, 34th overall back in the 2017 draft. And plays with Jacksonville, gets a second contract, has some consistency issues, has some better seasons. I think they, in Jacksonville, thought that he really caught his stride in the middle of his second contract, where he had seasons where he put together like low 30s, even across 900 snaps, only 27 pressures, really a better, more consistent pass blocker than run blocker. But they decided last year to trade him to Minnesota, who was a little desperate for a solution of their own at tackle, given some of the injuries they dealt with, and they were in the middle of a really good season. And really what happened is, again, and you can call it what you want, was a fall off type of season. 64 pressures allowed, by far the most in Robinson's career since the 50 he had way back in 2017 as a rookie. But really what he dealt with was some inconsistencies in his base, his strike, as you can see here, and he just allowed too many pressures to work through his chest when that has not been a problem at his 6'6", 330-pound frame throughout his career. So again, left tackle, he's going to wear 74. He's going to do the same thing when we look at the Texans film. Again, just kind of hand placement, displacement was an issue for him. As you see this hand, the right inside hand, get lifted. It allows an inside pressure because that hand gets lifted and thrown off. But I will give him credit, and this is in his film too. As you know, we watched some of the Browns tape from this year earlier. He does a good job and is not quitting snaps. He plays through the whistle. He tries to, even when he is the source of some pressure, go through and fight through and continue to try to make the play in the backfield, try to make the block that helps quarterback stay alive. Again, dealing with bull rush. I think the bull rush has become a bigger problem for him later in his career here as he approaches 30. He's going to be 30 at the very beginning of October. But again, it's not the biggest issue for him, but it does pop up more in his later career than the early career, which I think is something you're obviously paying close attention to. Here last year, late in the season against the Lions, this is kind of that game to win the division. That's Za'Darius Smith, who we all know really well, just kind of needing to seal off the high side, just doesn't quite bring the back hip through to seal off the high side, obviously allows pressure. It just was a really inconsistent year, and I'm only showing you some of the weaknesses from last year's tape here. Again, left tackle that caused him to have those moments of, again, some of his worst pressure moments where he gets a little too top heavy, is leaning, and then allows his man to win inside at the last second. This is where he was a problem inside of what they were trying to do in Minnesota last year, but it's hard. You're adjusting on the fly. You're getting traded. There were some really good snaps for him too. There's still a good player in here. He signs a 1-year deal, $12 million with the Texans. Still a team, in Houston trying to figure out some things. They got Titus Howard. They got guys they want to play at tackle. They got Ariante Ursary, the rookie that they want to play. He only plays week 1. And again, in week 1, I don't think this tape is bad. And compared to what I'm seeing from some of the Browns performers right now at the tackle position, and I'm talking everybody, Dawand Jones included, this is would be one of the better games I've seen from a Browns tackle this season. Handling the twist here between Jared Verse and Braden Fisk right here, kind of you got to be able to pass off and receive the next. Does a pretty good job here of picking up Fisk, setting the anchor, right, getting the job done. Left tackle again, kick stepping on an island on this one. So again, and you'll notice in this tape against the Rams, not much help was given to him. And he faced Fisk a lot. He faced Verse over here, number 8. Will get into his direction quite a bit. One of the best pass rushers in the league right now. So again, here it is again, like dealing with that anchor, right? Got to be able to put the feet in the ground. This isn't awful considering you're dealing with a bull rush move, but it's condensing the pocket a little bit. But again, not an awful job solo on an island. There he is again.